Well, hey y'all. Hey, thank y'all and thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for being a part of this podcast. I really appreciate this. This is the Couch Conversations comeback. Now, y'all know I had Couch Conversations some time ago, but then I went through this, I don't know, this metamorphosis and everything, and I sort of kind of shut down everything. But I thought that bringing Couch Conversations back was important because there's some things that's happening in the world, and listen, we have to talk about it. So couch conversations, is where we talk real stuff. I mean, we talk real stuff. We ain't about to pretty it up for nobody. So this is more than a podcast. It's a space for honest, unfiltered conversations about things people often avoid but desperately need to talk about. We got to start
Absolutely.
talking about stuff. So at Couch Conversations, we dive into real issues affecting real people, family dynamics, boundaries, estrangement, healing, accountability,
Mm.
personal growth, relationships, emotional wellness, and the hardest truth that shapes our lives. Nothing here is going to be sugarcoated. So if you're not ready, I suggest you go ahead and log off now. Okay. Nothing is off limits.
Absolutely.
I mean, nothing. Okay. These conversations are about awareness. It's about healing, understanding, and transformation. Whether you're navigating through difficult relationships, reclaiming your voice, which I have, or learning how to live with peace and purpose. So you belong here if you're still here, okay? So pull up your seat, get comfortable, get your coffee, whatever you need to do. It's okay. And let's join this conversation. My name is Venus Chandler. Some people call me Coach Venus. I'm a life coach. I'm an author. I'm an advocate. I am one for women empowerment. I am one for building healthy communities, especially with our children, our families, our friends. I'm learning to do that. I'm almost 60 years old, and it's taken me this long to really understand what all those things mean, and how important that stuff is. So I started couch conversations because I kept seeing people suffer quietly, including myself. I was suffering
Mm.
quietly. I was keeping people's secrets, and when I say keeping people's secrets, I'm talking about their secrets about how they were abusing me mentally,
Mm.
financially,
Mm.
emotionally. Okay. And I was keeping those secrets. I was telling nobody. I was just trying to eat that. So this is one of the biggest reasons why created this community, because I want people to come in here and be able, to talk about this. So I realized a lot of us was never taught boundaries. I was never taught boundaries ever. Okay. I was never taught anything about emotional safety or how to heal without guilt. Every time I tried to heal, it was always with guilt, because every time I set out to heal, I was hurting somebody. That meant I had to let them go. And then you know what I did? I ran right back there and I got them, because it made me feel it made me feel better, right? So
Mm.
I created this this podcast, because silence keeps people stuck. It kept me stuck. Talking is where healing begins. Keeping these secrets, you will never heal, and it is painful, and somebody needs permission to choose themselves. So one of the reasons to I really wanted to start with the new book, Cut Off. Okay. And this right here is about boundaries, entitlement, and estrangement, and the breakdown of family accountability. I don't know why I can't talk, y'all, but I wrote
You
this
got because
book
you got a
because
lot to say and trying to get
right.
it in. Right.
So I wrote the book because this has been an ongoing issue in my family. Period. We have always been one that, oh, I'm mad at her, and we'll just, like, you cut off. I ain't talking to you no more. Just because you're mad about something. Or with me, it's with my children. I have two kids that I am estranged from, and it is devastating to me. My son, I have been estranged from him since 2016-ish, and without a word, without a peep. And to this day, I have no clue what I've ever done wrong. My daughter, this is the second time we have been estranged, but this second time is when I actually learned why this is happening. And now I know what to do to sort of kind of fix it. Um, so all I know is this thing with this entitlement thing with these kids. And I don't know if we had any of that while we was growing up, but the one thing that I can say is that, you know, I had a horrible, hard life, growing up in the children's home, in the system, and things like that. So when I started having my own children, I said, oh, they're never going to suffer. So I always tried to do everything to overcompensate so that way they didn't have to feel any of the pain that I felt, and with that overcompensation, then guess what happens? This thing called entitlement is born. And so, and that's what got me in trouble. That's what I can say. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, my name is Auaja. I have two companies, one called Your Peace, Balance, and Harmony, a for-profit business, and I have a not-for-profit, the Chrysalis Transformation. And both of them are about empowerment and everything you said. My background is I'm a drug and alcohol counselor, as well as a peer support counselor and mental health professional, also a professional mediator with businesses and one-on-one. So first thing I want to say, Venus and Miss Cece, is that um, you just moments ago mentioned that you don't know what you did wrong. First of all, that I could jump on the bandwagon about that, but when it comes to other people, it's not so much as what we've done wrong, it's so much as how the perspective in which we receive things. So you don't know what's going on with your son. That would probably be the most appropriate response, is that you don't know what you've done wrong, because sometimes we can do things wrong or inappropriate or don't even know. So a default would be you don't know what's going on with them, and you literally don't. You don't know what's going on with him. So take that off of your chest, because that is a weight to think that you've done something wrong. So I would suggest to take that off your plate. The other thing is, and I want to add to this, is for mothers, and again, we can only speak from a female perspective. Even if we don't have kids, we're still mothers because we were born with all the eggs that God put in us, whether we birthed those eggs or not. So we're all still mothers. So back in the slavery days, we did everything we could to protect our kids to no avail. We did the best we could. And so now here it is, fast forward 200, 300, 400 some odd years, we still have that innately in us to protect our kids.
Right.
So for us to cut our children off,
Yeah.
that is sacrilege to our
Yeah.
spirit.
Yes.
We it breaks us down because we're totally going against what was put in us to
Yes.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're totally going against that. So it's almost a cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
We're doing something that we need,
Yeah.
but at the same time, we were born with nurturing that
Mm-hmm.
individual. So it's hard. It's easy for us to cut siblings off, cut men off, cut partners off, even to a certain degree, cutting our parents off.
Right.
Those things are a little more easy, but when it comes to cutting a child off,
Mm-hmm.
that is something that's completely going against our grain. And that's why we take it so hard,
Yeah.
right? We are born to nurture, regardless if we have children or not. That is our nature. And so cutting somebody off is a contradiction of what we were born to do. So that's
Right.
why we feel some kind of way. So with that being said, yes, our backgrounds are slightly different, but being in the system, and unfortunately, I was never physically or emotionally abused, but my issues are abandonment and betrayal, and
Mm.
those are my things that I'm dealing with. And I too, like you, and probably Miss Cece, I've recently had to give my 35-year-old son a date to leave, not an ultimatum, but a
Oh,
date to
wow.
leave the
Wow.
home. And that I had to practice that to myself, saying it
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over. So when
Mm-hmm.
I did say it, it wouldn't come out, my voice wouldn't be cracked when
Right.
I said it. I wanted to stand on business and stand firm.
Yeah.
And he received it. I'm sure he didn't like it, but he didn't even ask why, because he knew
Right.
why. But to get those words out of my mouth was very challenging, because
Yeah.
I'm cutting my child
Yeah.
off
Right.
financially
Right.
and having a roof over his head. He
Yeah.
needs to fend for himself. I've got to let him fly.
Yeah.
He's got to fly.
Yeah.
Okay. So that right there is part of the reason why I wanted to be a part of this podcast, because
Mm-hmm.
yes, I'm cutting him off financially. If he still wants to be a part of my life, I'm okay with that.
Right.
If he doesn't, I'm okay. I'll be okay with that as well.
Right.
But rather for him to be out there and become the man that God intends for him to be, opposed to me continuing to nurse him. And by the
Yeah.
way, this is one that did not want to come out. This
Yeah.
nigga stay in there. That he was 2 weeks
Right.
overdue. First of all,
Right.
then when
Right.
it when the doctors induced labor, they had to go through the IV and through the pie. They tried every medical situation to pull
Uh,
that nigga out, and he still didn't want to come out. He was
right.
fighting tooth and nail. Matter of fact, when they pulled him out, he was holding on to every organ inside my
Mhm.
body, trying to pull all that out. So,
Right.
and he's still trying to get back in, and I'm trying to hold him in. So it's like it's time to rebirth.
Yeah.
This is hard. This cutoff is harder than it was to birth him.
Right. Right.
So it's like I need to cut him loose, and I did. You obviously, and again, this is we share with each other and all of this, and here I am, a mental health counselor, day in and day out. I'm telling people, get
Yes.
your life together, make some decisions. And you
Yeah.
told me a couple weeks ago, sister, this is going to hurt, but I'm going to tell you, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And them
And you
words
have to be real. And that's
resonated.
the whole
They
thing about it.
resonated with my spirit, and
Yes.
only and I'm open to that, and only
Yeah.
you and maybe my CC are the only people that can say, Listen,
Right.
listen, bitch,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
your fault. I'm feeling for you. I'm sorry,
Right.
but bitch, it's your fault.
This is your fault.
It's your fault.
Understand?
Get your shit together. I
Right.
feel you, and I wish
Right.
I was there to hug you, but it's your
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
Get it together. And the next day, I had a little talky talk because it was, and I knew
Yeah.
it. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it was
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So I did it. It was challenging, and I can't say I'm sleeping better. It's still uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I did it, and I'm still saying hi. How you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Can I
Yes.
help you with anything?
Yeah.
So I'm mad.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he feels, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So that's my contribution to this. I'm hoping
Yeah.
to become a little more educated.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how many degrees I have and all
Yeah.
this. I'm still a mom.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
62 and still trying to figure this stuff out.
Right. Well,
Okay. So
listen, we gonna talk about, we're gonna be real we're gonna be real on today.
yes,
I know
yes.
that
So
Cece,
And y'all know I'm trying to sell dinners today. So it's like,
okay, do what you gotta do. Girl, do
I,
what you got to do,
I,
honey.
I got the situation going on. You know that person.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to say this. Like I said, I may get up, but I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm moving the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
This is what I really need to hear this
Yeah.
because I don't have anybody to say, bitch, you need to do this. It's always been, yeah, you the problem. You this.
Yeah.
So, oh, it's always about you. Oh, you the victim. It's always you, always right. So that's all I ever hear, to the point now I'm alienated by everyone. And I'm
Yeah.
fine now.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
every at this
Yeah.
point, they cut me off this time. A couple of them, I cut them off, and I'm cool with it because after so many words have been said, y'all, you can't take them back, and that goes on both.
Cannot.
well,
Both say toxic relationship is a toxic relationship,
Yeah.
whether it's mama, your daddy, your kids, your dog. And I have gotten to the point where, honey, these hands, they can't have no more holes in them because
That's right.
telling me what
Yeah.
I've done,
Yeah.
but I have them.
Yeah.
And the big kids, and I'm gonna leave with this one. The biggest thing the kids problem they need to hear, they don't never want to hear how they disappoint us, but they love to tell us.
Yeah. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
And especially when they doing worse than us. Oh, that's when you,
Yes. Yes.
because that's what happened with me.
Yeah.
When I
Well,
stopped being,
yeah.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. We done lost our light, y'all. But listen. Okay, we done lost that. But anyway, let me just say this. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you. I met my husband about 36 years ago. And I knew then he was the love of my life. It is a long story. I'm not going to go into it right now. But when the opportunity came for me to marry him, I did. We eloped. And my children, their excuse was because I didn't okay it with them. And with that, it sort of started this thing. I don't even know what this thing is, but it started this thing. And with that, my oldest daughter just started disrespecting my husband, kept disrespecting me, took to social media, saying horrible things about me, and her friends knew that you're talking about your mama. And why is you on there talking about your mama? Like, then why would you go to social media and be talking about? This is what I cannot understand. I can say 100 million things, especially about this oldest daughter of mine. Okay. This shit right here has got me so messed up. And initially I was angry because I'm like, had I known that it was going to end up like this, there's no way I went broke behind her. I didn't pay gas bills, electric bills. I didn't pay for vacations that I ain't even go on with her. Okay. You flying all around the damn world and everything, but you won't even pay your bills. Now, did I add that she was living in one of my properties? Not even paying rent. You won't pay rent to me, but you'll go and you will pay rent somewhere else. Or you won't pay, my husband is a master mechanic. You won't pay my husband, not that he would charge her, but you're not willing to pay him, but you are willing to pay them. That's this entitlement thing. And it is killing me. Not only on top of that, she has destroyed the relationships between me and my grandchildren because every time you're mad, I can't see them. Now, why would you use your children as a bargaining tool? That is the thing that hurts me because now I have two older granddaughters that do not have any respect for me. Okay. Why? It's because of the things that the mother is feeding to the child. And
Right.
and that shit ain't right. It ain't fair. It hurts. And just like, and me and my grandchildren were very, very close, very close. But you was able to come in there and you were able to sever that relationship. That's the coldest thing ever. It's just the coldest thing.
Well, I want to add that our challenge is, like you said, you're almost 60. I'll be 62 this month. Not sure how old Miss Cece is, but granted, we're all over 50. Let's put it there. Okay. We're all over 50.
Yeah.
And it's just now taking us to kind of see some things, right? And get ourselves straight. So our kids are in no better position.
Mm-hmm.
We were not taught how to set boundaries. And in some cases we were, but I know for sure we were never taught how to stand firm on those boundaries.
Yeah.
I know that for sure, right? And
Yeah.
so it's the same thing with our kids. So regardless of what external things we've done and
Mm-hmm.
said and did for people, when you don't have the right tools,
Yeah.
we will always default to what we know, even if what
Right.
we know is not the right thing,
You're
right?
right. Right.
We are fed up, and yeah, okay, we're a little late in life, and we're going to do what Maya Angelou said is when
Mm-hmm.
somebody shows you who they are, act accordingly, right? And so that's where I'm at. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at my kids. I mean, let me briefly share this. When you talk about getting married, because I've got
Mm-hmm.
three of them,
Mm-hmm.
and that I've married and divorced, and I got married one time. I think it was the third time. I don't know, but can't keep track of that. But okay. So I
That's
got
a whole nother
married.
podcast.
My oldest son was not feeling him
Uh-huh.
before. So I went off and we eloped as well. And when he found out, now mind you, he's an adult married with kids. The
Mm-hmm.
youngest one was still living with me. This is many years ago. And he called himself ripping me a new one. He
Mm-hmm.
called himself ripping me a new one, and I heard him out. And I told him, amongst other things, that um, I don't owe you anything. You're an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah.
This is my life, and I don't owe you anything. And as long as your
Yes.
little brother is okay, it's none of your business.
Right.
And I told him, in addition to that, that I'm going to hang up this phone and you will not call me again until you call back with an apology. And I was
Yeah.
very specific. I said, when I see the phone ring and it's you, I am going to pick up the phone, and your first words is not hello, mom, not how
Right.
to do. And your first words is I apologize. And then
Right.
you and I can go after that, because your energy right now is completely disrespectful. And if
Right.
you was in my presence, I will cut your throat. You
Right.
don't talk to me that way. I don't care what
Right.
I've done. You have never earned the privilege to talk to me that way.
Right.
Now, I hung up the phone and boohooed and cried because my mama was sitting there. She's the one that coached me into
Yeah.
talking to my son, because she had
Yeah.
to give my brother to God, because he
Yeah.
was a mess. And
Right.
I asked her her advice was, she said, Anya, You cannot let him disrespect you, but be prepared for him not to ever talk to you again.
That's right.
You got to
Yeah.
pick one of the two.
Yeah.
Either you're going to go in
Yeah.
and speak your piece and
Mhm.
be prepared for him not to talk to you, or you're going to let him talk to you and still have a relationship. So what you going to do?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I called him up and gave him a piece of my mind. It was 3 months later. I'm not making this up. 3 months later, around Christmas time, and this was years ago,
Mhm.
I saw the phone ring and it was him. And I meant what I said 3 months prior. I picked up the phone and I said hello. And the nigga was crying on the other end. He crying so hard, I got nervous because I
Yeah.
knew that was my son. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
wrong? What's wrong? And he
Yeah.
could barely get out, Mom, I'm sorry.
Wow.
It
Wow.
it got, I was just like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I forgave
Yeah.
But
you 3 months ago.
out and you got to you and he understood. Obviously, he understood.
Yes,
Right.
I forgave you 3 months ago, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you were going to
Yeah.
apologize for talking to me. And I value your opinion. I'm
Yeah.
not mad that you feel the way you do.
It was your
Right.
Okay. But this is still my life.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. So
Mhm.
you don't talk to me that way. You can
Right.
voice your opinion. You can give me your opinion, all of that, whether I agree with you or not. But what you're not going to do is raise your voice some octets. That's what you're not going
Right.
to do.
Right.
And so we've gotten along ever since then. So I raised my kids like you did, Venus. My mother, we didn't have an opinion with my
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
There was no, you need to be quiet. There's no response. There's no
Yeah.
nothing. With my
Mhm.
kids, much like we did with ours, okay, I'm going to hear you out, and you can even debate me.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
accept your opinion. Go ahead. Let me,
Yeah.
as long as you come with respect,
Yeah.
I'll listen to you out. Well, that kind of backfired a little bit because the niggas
Mhm.
got grown and thought they could talk to me any kind of way. And it was like,
Right.
wait a minute,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Mhm.
So my stance is yes, we're in our 50s, 60s, and we're just now learning how to stand firm
Exactly.
because we've learned new tips and tricks and
Mhm.
books and all
Yeah.
and tours and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff and reading and classes. When people don't have the right tools, and the
Mhm.
right tools can be, this is how we're going to treat each other
Right.
with respect. What my
Mhm.
definition of respect is, not yours.
Yeah.
This is my definition of respect. When they learn that, then we can move forward. The problem is our kids do not, for whatever reason, even though we raised them, because I look at my son and say, I don't know who raised you because I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Where'd you get
Yeah.
this
Exactly.
energy from? So
Exactly.
I have to reteach this 35-year-old that I'm Anya. I have to retrain you. Your daddy over there. When you go over there, do
Yeah.
you? But when you come over here, so apparently you got that all mixed up.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
can't talk to me any kind of way. You're not going to treat me any kind of way. I'm tired of pulling out my breast. It's dry. I got powdered milk up in these bitches. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? No more. Ain't no more milk. And it's my fault because I keep pulling it out. Okay. I keep pulling it out and giving it to him,
Right.
regardless if it's dry, dust, dirt, don't
Right.
matter. Keep
Right.
sucking on it because guess what? I'm pulling it out. He ain't reaching for it. I'm pulling it out. Well, I'm
Yeah.
putting the bitch back in.
Right.
Okay. Ain't no more. No more. No
Right.
more. No more. Okay. So my bad.
Yeah.
My
Love.
bad. So,
Yeah.
so as of last week, the day after you talked to me, it's done. It's
Yeah.
done. This is where we are. My bad. I even
Yeah.
apologized for him. I said, this is my fault.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, this
Absolutely.
is not even your fault. I
Yeah.
set you up for this, and I'm
Yes.
so sorry.
Yeah. But now
I
I gotta fix it.
apologize.
Now I
Your
gotta
dad
fix it.
wasn't around, and I know I overcompensated.
Yeah.
I said, I know I did.
Yeah.
I intentionally overcompensated because I didn't want you to experience
Yeah.
what you're experiencing. Little did I know is
Yeah.
I'm not the dad. I could never make up for his father not
Yeah.
being in his life. I could
Yeah.
never make that up. I
Yeah.
thought I could with all this external stuff, but my
Yeah.
bad. So
I
I
want to
said,
ask
I
Cece
set
something
you
too
up
when
for
she
this.
come back. I want to ask her something when
Yeah.
she come back. When she come back to, but you know what, Anya?
Yeah.
I just think that I don't know. You know, here's my question for you. So when that 30-day mark come, because you already know you're going to be tested, right? You're gonna be tested. You already know he gonna be like gonna be dragging his feet or whatever the case may be. After I'm done with her, I need to ask you something too, CC. Hold on. Are you prepared? Are you prepared for that day? Like, because
Yes,
I mean, it was the same thing with my
I am
daughter.
prepared for that day.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
am prepared for that day. When I say I'm prepared, I'm gonna have to wait until the chain of events happen.
Right.
However, knowing him, he will be gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was no fit or fodder.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I think I shared with you, I didn't say, aren't you gone?
Yeah.
Will you leave?
Yeah. There
I
was no.
just
Yeah.
point blank
Yeah.
said, yeah, I just point blank
That's your
said,
last
March
day.
15th is your last day living here.
Yeah.
Now, I said, now, if you need your stuff to stay here, I get it. Your
Hmm.
stuff can stay here in your room. If you happen to leave for the military, I
Yeah.
did make an obligation that I would watch your cat for you.
Yeah.
I will still do that.
Yeah.
But your physical presence,
Yeah.
you have to move. You can no longer live here.
Yeah.
He stood there and said, okay.
Hmm.
That's what he said. He said,
Yeah.
okay. And so when the
So I
day
don't know. I
comes,
just for some reason I think that it is a yeah, we'll see.
yeah, and it might be, and we will see.
Hmm.
We will see because
Hmm.
all I got to do is change the locks on the door. I'm
Yeah.
prepared for that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to argue about it.
Yeah.
And you know this as a coach, and you too, Miss Venus, as Miss CC as a mom.
Hmm.
When we are arguing and fussing and adding to the fodder, we're not finished.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
we're not
Hmm.
finished. Matter of fact, the arguing, the fodder, the back and forth, the volleying, what that means in the psychological world is that we're not finished. We are still trying to convince
Yeah.
that person
Yeah.
that we still want it because we're still
Yeah.
trying to fix it. That's what the arguing is
Yes.
about. That's
Yes.
what the
Yes.
fodder is about.
Yes.
But when you stand firm and say, okay, the 15th is your last day, this is what I will do for you, that's
Hmm.
it.
Hmm.
There's no conversation.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say. This
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, because my CC asked me the same thing. Are you
Hmm.
prepared? I said, absolutely. Yes, I am. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but yes, I'm prepared. I'm
Okay.
prepared to have a conversation with him, but I'm not arguing.
That's right.
I'm not, there's no debate.
Yeah.
There's no none of that. You've
Yeah.
had time to figure this out.
Hmm.
And I don't know. And you're doing all kind of stuff. You're sniffing,
Hmm.
snorting, drinking, shooting.
Yeah.
You doing everything else.
Yeah.
So you might
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
keep it moving. Do the
Yeah.
sniffing, snorting, drinking, turning around. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, you're welcome to do that somewhere else, but you're not going to do it here.
Well.
So I love you, but this is what it is. So I'm
Mhm.
not arguing. I'm past the arguing. This
Right.
is the season of peace, balance, and harmony. That's
That's
what
right.
this is. And if
Period.
somebody's feelings get hurt in the process, that's unfortunate. I told a guy
Yeah.
yesterday, well, that's unfortunate because
Yeah.
that wasn't the intention. But
Yeah.
if that's the way you feel, you might need to search inside what's going on with you. Because
Yeah.
I said you have illusions of grandeur, sir.
Yeah.
I said
Well,
you're thinking
look,
too much of yourself.
let me tell you
Because
something. I'm
that's not
telling
the
you,
truth.
I think most of these kids got they got the delusion of grandeur. I'm telling you, the illusion of grandeur.
Well,
But look,
yeah,
I
we
wanted
set
to
them
ask,
up.
look,
We
look,
go ahead.
real quick, because I want to ask Cece this because I'm gonna tell you this.
Mhm.
Cece, you've been going through this for some time. Off on, off on, off on for years, even before me. So I want to know what do you think? Now, listen, you need to take this time the same way. I'm keeping it real, same way I had to keep it real with Anya. Like, you bitch, you don't want to cause this problem. Don't be mad. So, what do you think that you did to create this issue? And what do you think now? Like, what you gonna do different now? That okay? So now, okay, they ain't speaking to you now. But they're our kids. These are our forever relationships. They're coming back.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're going to do different the next time? What do you think that you've done to create this issue? And what do you think you're going to do different the next time?
Well, number one, what I did to create this issue is I allowed all the guilt of not having a mother, not being parenting, being a mother, being on drugs, being everything else. I allowed my mother to poison my children to the degree that they had no respect for me when they became adults. And because of that, and that's the honest to God truth, I lived in it. I lived in guilt. So as long as I was doing drugs, whatever my kids wanted, they deserved it because I'm a poor ass mother. Whatever I didn't do wrong, whatever I didn't have in my life, you know what I'm saying? I've been everything but a mom. You hoe, you this, you're a crackhead, you're this, you're da. Still giving it to them. So that's what I did wrong. I allowed everyone else to tell me the opinion they felt of me to the point that I don't know myself. That's the number one thing I did wrong. I never had a self. That's what I at now. It took me to, my whole life. My mom cut me off. My whole life. That's how we met. You know that.
Yeah.
End of the I got tired of being cut off. And so finally, when I realized that I'm never going to get, like I'm always going to be that crutch for her.
Wow.
I stopped. And I watched this person take on somebody else's child that's worse than me, a junkie, that's a drunk, everything else, and taking care of them for over 5 years. That's what made me start doing something different. Wow. Then it came to the point where, once again, I'm the one who is working every day still, despite everything I've dealt with, drugs, alcohol, everything. Bitch still went to work every motherfucking day. Right. When everybody get in goddamn thing, I still provided for them no matter what. They ain't know what and don't know where the fuck I got it from and didn't give a fuck.
Right.
Because they motherfucking law off this junkie. So at this point now, I don't give a fuck what the motherfucker thinking because I ain't got shit now and I'm still motherfucking surviving. Guess what?
Girl, I just told Venice the other day, I tried to kill myself and the next day still got up and went to work because I couldn't do that. I was like, I just tried to kill myself. It's like that didn't work. So I still got to get up. I got to have a roof over my head and a car payment. I got to get up now. I don't fuck around and can't even kill myself right. So I got to get up.
There 9 yards, honey, and still came on home, did the shit all over again. Yep, that's who I am, but I'll see you later on. We'll resume this.
What do you think you're gonna do different now? What do you think you're gonna do different now?
You're doing it, honey. I've isolated myself. I don't cry no more. I don't get in my feelings no more. Like it's a true stand. You can only kick a dog so long.
I understand, but when I say what are you gonna do different?
Because I don't want to talk to them. I don't
listen, but these are forever relationships, CC, and it's coming back. They're coming. Listen, Bookies, they're coming back because these are our babies.
Yeah, well,
it might even take years, but in the process, you got to figure out what are you going to do different. Let me just say this: what I have done different, and what I am going to do different, is I am in the process of reteaching people how to treat me. I knew when I knew when I set out to do this, I knew I was going to lose my kids. I lost my son. My son been gone since 2016, CC. I love my children. I love my kids. My daughter turned on me. Like I have done everything. But what I decided, because this pain right here, it's worse than the childbirth itself. You understand? And what I have decided to do is that I don't care how fucking bad, excuse my language, I don't care how bad this hurt. I am going to reteach people how to treat me. You don't get to come over here and dog me and use me and abuse me and take and take and take and take. And then, think that you're gonna turn around and be able to live in my house. No. Get the fuck out, and your kids too. Bye. You're not getting the cell phone that my granddaughter had in my name. You got a cell phone in my name, and you can't talk. But what I am going to do, the next time these people come back around, what I'm going to do is be mother, you be daughter. Is what I'm going to. We can never be friends. We can't be friends because I know who you are. You ain't thinking about changing. This is who you are. Period. And that's okay. It's the one thing that I do is I allow people to, y'all just be y'all. But what you cannot do is be you and then come over here and think you going to disrespect me and dog me out. You're not going to do it. So I have set firm boundaries. Firm boundaries.
May I add something to that, Miss Venus and Miss CC? Is that a boundary is not completely cutting somebody off and not wanting to be in their presence. That's not what a boundary is. A boundary is how you're going to stand firm on that boundary when that individual comes around.
Exactly.
And that's what I believe Venus is saying when she says that she's teaching people how to treat her. Because I have learned the same thing. Because I've cut him off financially and his logistics where he's living, but I'm always emotionally available for him
Please.
as long as he understands what the parameters of respect is. And so it's like, forgive me for it's like a baby. When a baby is learns to walk around and is touching stuff and all of that, and you say no, that's what I'm having to reteach my son. You're out of line now. No. And if you don't want to do that, then you're going to continue to stay over there.
Right.
Right. So what I'm doing different is what you said. I am teaching my son what my boundaries are. And if you don't want to deal with those boundaries, okay, but I'm not mad at you. Because everybody is, for me, and this is the crazy thing. I do this day in and day out. I am a peer support counselor and a drug and alcohol counselor. So I'm sharing this information day in and day out. We have to allow people to be who they are. We cannot force our beliefs and our values on other people. We have to let them be who they are. So when we let them be who they are and it doesn't align with our value system, then you're in this category over here. That's where you are. You're over here. Now, if you want to come over here, then we need to have a conversation.
Right.
Because there's a possible way for you to be right here and still be who you are. There's just no way. Because you're going to do me the same way. I know how to treat this person. I was told the other day, don't text me after 12 midnight because you're disrupting my sleep. Okay, no problem. And I wasn't offended by it at all. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. So that person that he said, that's what he told me. He didn't say it nasty or nothing. And I could tell that he's been wanting to say it, and when he said it, I said, oh, okay. He was expecting me to have 2 cents and I didn't. Because I honored that.
Right.
But if I'm not going to honor that, it's like, well, then don't text me at all.
Right.
So we have to teach people, like what Venus said, Maya Angelou, how to respect us.
Yes.
And for us, for our mental health, Miss CC, for our health, Venus, the only way for us to stand firm on our boundaries, learn how to do that, is when our boundaries are being challenged.
Absolutely.
When we cut people completely off, we're not talking about cut off. We're talking about completely off. Then what happens is we're delaying that lesson.
That's right.
We're delaying it. So I would suggest for all of us to take little baby steps, just little baby steps, whatever they are for you, for us individually, whatever they are. But this is how God teaches us.
Mm-hmm.
When we pray for patience, and we all know this, I believe we're all Christians. When we pray for patience, what are we going to get? We're going to get some chaos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When we ask for mercy, some stuff is going to happen.
Right.
Everything that we ask for, that challenge is coming because God is going to tell us, okay, I gave you some patience, so I'm going to show you that you got it. The only way to show that we got it is to introduce some drama.
Yeah.
The boundaries are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot keep people out. Matter of fact, they're expecting us to keep them out. Yeah. I would suggest for us to continue to heal and to allow ourselves to be open to the possibilities. But then when they creep in and that energy is coming and say, no.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. And remove ourselves.
Yeah.
Remove them or what have you.
Yeah.
So boundaries are not about completely cutting somebody out. Yeah. It's how you deal with them when they're in your presence.
Right.
And you will teach them.
Yeah.
You would,
But
and
but I listen, I pay attention even to, like, say for instance, my son is not my social media friend or anything like that. But of course, I hear a lot of little things and everything. And with the little things that I hear tells me that you've done nothing to change who you are. And for you to continue to be who you are and to come over here, I fear that. So I can't say that I have said, God, I want reconciliation. I haven't. I have not. Because
My
I know that,
bring people stuff.
right, exactly.
And
You
I know
know,
that's the way of the world, but I mean, them little tidbits right there, that's why I can't deal with. Like, I mean,
yeah,
because at the end of the day, you speaking up to somebody, and
yeah,
obviously, bring it to me. Nobody can
yes,
think if you take it to the
right.
problem
yeah,
is with
yes,
I would recommend to ask for reconciliation from God.
number one. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Everybody wants to talk to the wrong person except for the person.
yes,
Right. Don't ask my neighbor. Come to
right,
me. Yeah,
right,
I would recommend to ask for reconciliation, from God. And you know why
yeah,
I recommend that is because when you ask in the name of Jesus, you're gonna have the opportunity to do that. It's not up to us
yeah,
to um say, well, and
yeah,
I'll give you an example if I may. I
yeah,
have a sister, a younger sister, and that's a whole long drawn out story, Venus. You already know that story, but she's just a mess.
yeah,
And I prayed because I missed her. We were
yeah,
put in out of
yeah,
it was five of us. She's one, there's one between she and I. When we were sent to the foster home, why they put me and her together, I don't know.
yeah,
We to this day don't know, obviously, but they always put me and her together, and then the other three were all in separate foster homes. So, but they put me and her together, and so and she's 2 years under me.
hmm,
And I didn't know she had this reverence for me. And I told her, I don't know why, because I was the hoe. I mean, I was out there doing it and doing it and doing it. Wow. I don't know why you was looking up to me, I don't know why, but she was. And I was like, oh, that's your bad for
yeah,
putting me on the pedestal. I didn't have to be there, but
yeah,
okay. So she just toxic, toxic, toxic. And the older sister was like, I'm not going to be bothered with her. She's still a mess, this and that and that and this. But I
yeah,
missed that relationship with her. I
yeah,
missed it. And I did. I asked God, I said, I want reconciliation with her.
hmm,
Now, and I did say, but not the way she is. And
right,
literally, the Holy Spirit told me, that's not for you to do.
ooh,
That's not that's not yours. You want
yeah,
reconciliation, then that's what I'm going to give you.
yeah,
And one day in the thread, she cussed all of us out from asshole to appetite. And
uh-huh,
she said, if you want to hear the whole truth, hit me up.
yeah,
Oh, I said,
yeah,
oh. So I text her. I said, I want to hear the whole truth.
yeah,
No response for a week.
Mm.
yeah,
No response for a whole week. A couple of weeks after that, I text her again. I said, I'm open to hear the truth. And
hmm,
she called me.
yeah,
Went on a 17-minute tangent. You know why I know it was 17 minutes? Because I timed it.
Woo.
yeah,
And on a 17-minute tangent, I don't even know if she took a breath. She just
dang,
went on this tangent. And I heard her, I listened to her, and I'm gonna tell you what the Holy Spirit did for me. I'm not making this up. I even though there was a whole bunch of lies and miss all, it was a whole, but there was some truth, but there
Mm-hmm.
was a whole bunch of lies and stuff. And I still just was like, okay, okay, all right, okay. And she said, well, after the 17 minutes, and because I didn't interrupt, I didn't even say, oh, okay. I was just quiet. Quiet. Every once in a while, I would be like, okay, every once in a while, just to let her know I was still there. So after 17 minutes, the air came out of her balloon. And she said, well, do you deny any of that? I said, well, yeah, no, it's not important.
yeah,
She said, so you don't have anything to say to me? I said, no. She said, so I've never done anything to you. I said, you've done plenty. She said, so you don't want to tell me? I said, no.
yeah,
She said, why? I said, because it's not important. I said, what's
right,
important is I want a reconciliation with you. And
yeah,
if to me the way you did, because she ripped me a new one, and
yeah,
and I'm telling you, it was nothing but the whole. I'm not making this up, you guys. I felt nothing.
Yeah.
There was one thing I corrected her with, because she said that her husband told her something. I said, well, that's not accurate.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That
Yeah.
never happened. He misunderstood.
Yeah.
And other than that, that was it. I was
Mhm.
calm, cool, and collected. It didn't bother me. I didn't feel the need to defend myself, no nothing. And she said, so
Yeah.
you're not going to say anything? I said, no, because it's past. Some of the stuff we've already talked about. I don't know.
In the cycle
Yeah.
back.
Right.
Yeah.
I said, I
Exactly.
want a reconciliation with you. I understand it's not going to be the same. Like when we were kids, and I'm okay with that. We're in our 60s now. And I said, I love you. You're my
Yeah.
sister. I said, you and I had a closer bond than the other siblings.
Right.
Going back to the foster home, and both of us got out of there with our lives because that was a hot mess. So
Mhm.
I said, and we're still talking. This was 3 or 4 years ago, and we're still talking, and I know it's because I did ask God for reconciliation. That's what this is about. Yes, your son is still a mess, but you're hearing it third party. Our daughters are a mess, or whatever. It's a mess. But when we go through God, we cannot have it our way all the time. First of all,
Right.
the way He
Right.
wants it. You
Right.
know you know where I'm living at and the circumstances in which I'm living, and
Yeah.
I could not have orchestrated this.
Right.
Could
Right.
not have.
That's
I had
true.
no power in this. So
That's
when
true.
we ask for reconciliation or anything in the name of God, understand that there's going to be some caveats in that,
Yeah.
but we have to trust the process.
Yeah.
We have to. Whatever
Yeah.
we have toward our kids,
Mhm.
can you, Venus, I told you this a couple weeks ago. Can you imagine what God is thinking about us?
Exactly. Exactly. I know he was
Can
like,
you
"This
imagine?
my daughter. She a hot mess."
Can
I
you
already know.
imagine the stuff that we done did
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
name of
Yeah.
Jesus?
But I
We
just
know
think
we
that
should be.
I just think that especially with Cece, she got to figure. Cece, I just feel like you have got to figure out what it is that you're going to do different. This has been a vicious ass cycle of yours. I've been watching girl, I've been knowing you at 42. No, I've been knowing you since junior high school.
Yeah.
But personally, I've been knowing you for about going on 42 years.
Yeah. It
So it's
has
like,
been.
and this has been a vicious ass cycle of yours because I know when you was young, you had a baby when you was young.
14
So
years old. Yeah.
yeah,
14.
Girl, you sound like my mama. Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
How
Yes.
many kids you got, Miss CC?
I have 3 children, 45, 39, and 33. They're
My
all
mother had 7 kids, and she started at 14. And my mother was a drug addict.
and
She was an
no,
alcoholic.
But
My
Cece,
mother
but Cece
was a
battled that
prostitute.
too.
That's
If
what
you
I'm
see,
saying. She sounds just
I
like my
wish you.
mother.
But
My
wait,
mother turned us over
yeah,
to God.
yeah.
My
But
mother turned us
Anya,
over to God.
my mother wasn't a drug addict.
no, no, nope.
Right, right. What I'm saying is, at some point,
Go ahead.
if I may, because your story sounds so reminiscent of my mom's, is that if I could offer this, is what you're going to do different is turn your kid, because my mother turned us over to God. Turn your kids over to God, and you, Cece, in the name of Jesus, you are forgiven for all that you've done, friend.
Yeah.
You are forgiven.
She don't,
You are
but the thing
forgiven.
is, Anya, she don't, Cece don't. This is the way I see it, but I know her. I know her, and Cece has allowed people, not just her children, but
Yes.
people to hold her past against her. Cece has a horrible past.
This is why I'm telling her she's forgiven.
Yeah.
Do you understand that Paul, before he came Paul, he
Mm-hmm.
was Saul, and he was murdering everybody.
Yeah.
He was killing everything and everybody that even called out God's name. He had that Damascus Road experience and became Paul.
Right.
You are forgiven.
Yeah.
You are forgiven. You
Right.
are forgiven in the name of Jesus, and I'm claiming that right now. God has forgiven you for
Yeah.
all that you've done.
That's right. That's right.
He's forgiven you. You have got to forgive yourself.
That's right.
This is why you've allowed yourself to be talked to any kind of way and
Yep.
treated on any kind of way, because society has said being a drug addict is bad. I'm going to tell
Yeah.
you this, and I'm a drug and alcohol counselor. Those drugs was keeping you from killing yourself.
For real. Come on, somebody.
It was a coping skill.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what drugs was doing for
Yeah.
you. Okay.
And 14 years
That's
old,
what drugs was doing
14
for
years
you.
old with a baby, that should
Let me
tell
tell
you
you
something
something.
right
Drugs,
there. Come on now.
yes, drugs, alcohol, sex, all of that was a coping skill. The little girl, literally the little girl inside of you needed to be protected. So you turned to what you did.
Yes.
That was a coping skill. That's all that was. You are still alive because of what you were doing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
had to numb yourself
Yeah.
from the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because if you would have been in your right mind, you could have killed yourself.
Yeah.
And I know that seems like an oxymoron, but you would have.
It make more sense to, like I said.
Baby, let me tell you, that little girl inside of you had to find something to protect herself. So she resorted to things outside of herself to protect her. If I may, it was probably your full armor, Ephesians 6 and 12.
Yeah.
You are forgiven.
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy,
that in the
Anya?
name of Jesus
These kids, they know that. And they use that. They know the guilt that she has. They know the guilt that she has, and they use it against her. See, here's the thing, especially when I remember when I first started practicing saying no to my children, saying no to my friends, or people around me, and I would try to say it a little bit and then pull it back, say it a little bit, pull it back. But then when I say it and I try to stick to it, they then turn around, especially my daughter, would turn around and then try to make me feel guilty. Yeah, everybody know who you really are, girl. I don't care. I wrote a whole damn book about it. Get the book. I wrote a book about it. I don't have no skeletons in my closet. If we walk downstairs right now, they're sitting downstairs on the couch. You can ask me anything you need to ask about me. I have done some shit in my life.
That's what it is.
I was a raggedy ass mama. Honey, I was a poor friend. I mean, nay. But the thing is, this is what I try to tell my children. I said, y'all have parents who raised y'all. You had a raggedy ass daddy who was on drugs, but he was there. You had your mama who was just a raggedy ass mama, hoeing around and running around and drinking, but I was there. You never went without a home. Well, that's a lie. But I always kept you I kept you sheltered, food, clothing, all that good stuff. And I loved you and I protected you.
Hey.
You said what?
I said, yeah, and the daddies ain't been around, ain't never been shit, but them the motherfucking ones.
Right. Well, but then they want to throw your past up and try to use that.
You are forgiven in the name of Jesus. You have to accept who you were, and that who you were, there's literally no shame. You have got to take what society says about you, about prostituting yourself, sticking yourself with needles or snorting or whatever you were doing. You got to take that society stigma off of yourself and put yourself in the lap of God. You are forgiven. You did what you did, and all of that made you a seasoned woman to be on this conversation right now, to share with us what your dismay was. You have got to 100% own, I'm saying this not from firsthand, but from my mama. Yeah, because you know what she told me? Yeah, your daddy had me out there, but guess what? You ain't never missed a meal. And look at me. I'm not, listen. I don't miss no meals, baby.
Right.
You were sleeping in the garage, but that was from a phone call that I made for y'all to go back there and sleep. Yeah, you were evicted. Well, we went over here. Yeah, but y'all always ate, and whether it was my roof or not, y'all had a roof over your head. We ain't never been on the streets. Okay, so whatever you did got you to this point, and I'm telling you, as a drug and alcohol counselor, all that was protecting your 14-year-old self. You had to do something. You had to go in your head and find some kind of way to protect yourself. And you did. It just happened to be drugs and alcohol, happened
Yeah.
to be sex, happened to be whatever it was.
Mhm.
Okay. That's what I was. So now that this is what it is, okay.
Right.
Now what? So your coping mechanism and what you're gonna do different is accept who you are. Now, if your kids still don't like it, then keep it moving. But in order for you not to go back
Yeah.
to having them treat you that way, that's your sign to say you haven't forgiven yourself. That's your
Yes.
sign. You go back wishy-washy, keep
Right.
bringing them in. That's your sign to say I still got work to do on myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's your sign. Go to
Mhm.
God and ask God to have you. God has accepted. Girl, Saul was killing everybody. If you even look like you believed in Jesus, he was cutting your throat
Yeah.
until he had the Damascus Road experience.
Yeah.
This is your Damascus Road
This is it.
experience.
That's right.
This is it.
Yeah.
You have to forgive yourself and turn your life over to God. The thing is,
Yeah.
he's already forgiven you.
Yeah.
Like I
And see,
told
we
my
not gonna
son,
live forever. Sure, we are pushing 60. We are not gonna live forever. You got to start doing something
Right.
different. When those kids, I'm telling, and they're you got to already know what boundaries you are setting and what the relation you're gonna have to figure out what the relationship is gonna look like. Period. And just like Anya said, I know for a long time, Anya, you know, you've been knowing me for years. I mean, when I tell you that the guilt in my gut, it was so bad. And so, and then this is another thing that we do. We love bomb these kids when they come back. We love bomb them because we figure like, let's love bomb them. That way, they won't leave this time, but they will because we
Right.
didn't do anything to change. So here's what I was gonna ask you.
For me?
Yes. How is it, or just what do you feel? And you don't have to answer this question. I do want you to get you a journal, but how do you think that you are really going to change this time? How do you? And don't say fuck it. I
I,
don't want to see those kids and this, that, and the other.
I can't answer that right now. I
You
can't.
don't have to. Just you do not have to. But just know this: that a change has to happen. Now you're already here in the period of no contact. That's the new kid words these days. You're already in the period of no contact. This shit is painful. Let's just keep it real. It's painful. Anya has not hit this yet. She has not hit this yet. But when the day come, that little bow I shouldn't have said his name. I apologize. But your son, Anya,
no, it's
when
fine.
when he has to, move on, I mean, it's for real. It's going to be painful, and I know because I've already been in this. I've been in it with my son, and now I'm here again with my daughter for the second time. Do I cry every day? Hell, yes.
Yes,
It's no
very.
secret. Every day I
Yeah.
cry, and I
That's
cry because I'm like, what you say, CC?
that's why I gotta stay busy, and I'm going to have to go get my
Hey,
food together.
here's the thing. I'm not staying busy. Not to, I'm sitting in it. I'm sitting in it. I'm gonna allow it to, and I have.
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
allow it
allow it
to,
to
yeah.
come over here because I'm dealing with it this time. I'm not gonna ignore it. I'm not gonna. This is painful. I've been crying. I don't cry as much as I used to, but I've been crying. I've been asking God. It made me question who the hell I am as a person, as a mother. What did I do so wrong? What did I do so wrong that you felt like it was okay to come and disrespect me? My son, when he stopped talking to me, he went on live, 33-minute rant, called me all kinds of bitches and hoes. I couldn't believe it. And I was questioning God, what did I do so wrong? This is so painful. Until I had to really realize, Venus, what is your part in all this? So here's my part.
Yeah.
This is what I've done. This is my fault. It's my fault. I can't keep saying, well, because I was a kid and I had no mama. No, don't nobody want to hear that. But what I am going to do
Mm-hmm.
is take ownership of my part that I
Yeah.
played in this. And the next time, because there will be, the next time we won't have to talk about that no more. And the next time these boundaries are set, the next time, like loaning money, living in my home, whatever the case may be, driving my car, whatever it is, we're not doing that. Those are some of the boundaries that I have set, and with this no contact thing and cutting your mama off and stuff, it has damaged not just our relationship, but it has damaged the relationship with me and my grandchildren.
Generational, exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
And it's gotta stop.
Yeah.
So I
But
figure, like, I have listen. What'd you say?
I
Cece?
said they're the generational curses, which they're not curses, they're
They're
behaviors.
not curses. Yeah.
Repeated behaviors. I hate that.
That's
Patterns.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not a curse.
patterns.
These
It's
are
Yeah,
just patterns.
patterns. These are generational patterns. And I mean, the more that they say they're not, you are. You are.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you're first.
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Already lost. And then they
Yeah.
don't got no either. Y'all ain't had none. Now they ain't going to have none.
Right. Exactly.
yeah,
Now you
yeah.
just to
I will
continue this.
encourage us to
Yeah.
live in the dysfunction, live in the discomfort of the growth. It won't,
Yes.
if we continue to put it off, then it's going to continue to be put off. We have
Yeah.
to live in the discomfort of what we did, our part, how we did it, when we did it, and all of that. And it won't be
Yeah.
until we reconcile with that. And
Yeah.
again, we I encourage us to lean into God's view on us
Yeah.
opposed to societal views.
Yeah.
That's what I encourage us to do.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, now you got a new attitude. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yep.
do,
Got a new
because I've got to
attitude.
I have a higher power. I don't have to answer to you. I
Yeah.
have a higher power to answer to.
Yeah.
Okay. And my mental health is more important than you. And that's a
Than
hard pill to
anything.
say because those are our kids. And at one
Yeah.
point, there was nothing more important than them.
Yeah.
But it is something more important to them. And that's my relationship with God. I
Yeah.
have to lean into what God says about me opposed to what other people say about me. I have to lean into that this is uncomfortable, but having a baby was uncomfortable too, but I got through that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it's painful because, I wasn't on the corner like my mom, but my back got plenty of action. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I did some stuff. No, I didn't do drugs and alcohol, but I had other addictions.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had them. So I'm no different than anybody else. So
Yeah.
I was looking for serotonin and dopamine too. I just
Yeah.
happened to get mine a little different than you guys
Yeah.
did. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm not any exception at all.
Yeah.
But I no longer base on being liked
Mm-hmm.
or respected by
Mm-hmm.
other people. I
Yeah.
lean into what God says because the
Right.
people, I'm human, you human, our love is conditional. If I
Yeah.
start treating you guys jacked up, you're not gonna have nothing to do with me. And
Yeah.
I would understand that.
Yeah.
But I could be jacked up and God is still going to deal with me. So I have to lean into that. I can't lean into if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. I can't
Right.
do that. And remember, life and death is in the power of the tongue.
That's right.
We have to remember that. So whatever we're verbally and energy putting out, it's going to come back to us. Even if we telling it about somebody else, it's going to come back to us.
But for real. Yeah. Well, you know what? Our time is really coming to an end. Cece, did you have any last remarks? Any last remarks? And if you want anybody to reach you, how can they reach you?
Well, my last remarks is that, first of all, I want to let y'all know that I really needed this today. That really, really touched me.
Be
I
to
need
God.
to just let me know that it's going to be okay, really. And that,
Yeah.
Will be.
And we're here to talk to at any time.
I know you are, and I definitely will be reaching out. Like I said,
Okay.
I am available. I'm not putting my information out there because I know you're gonna publicize this, but I'm open to Miss Cece. You can
Yes.
give her my
I'll give her
contact
your
information
information.
because I'm not taking on any new clients right now, but I will take on her
Yeah.
because this is a part of your podcast. So yes,
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to talk to you professionally as well as friend wise because we have
Yes.
a lot in common. So
Yes.
yeah, we will and can heal from this.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning.
needed that
Yeah.
more than because I need it. I need it.
Yeah.
God bless you.
This
God
is
bless you.
and it feels lonely and it feels like you're going through this by yourself. But I'm gonna tell you something. You're not. Around the corner, CC. I'm on the other side of town. You can always call me, even if you just need to fuss, cuss, them kids, and hang up.
Get some
That's fine by
clarity.
me. Yeah, get it out. You have to get it out. You have to get it out. So, CC, if you wanted people to contact you, well, then how would you want them to contact you? Because you also sell dinners.
That's some more dinners today, y'all. Y'all can hit me up at fashionsbyc@gmail.com. That's FASHIONSBYCE@gmail.com.
That's what's up. She sell meals and she a DJ. Y'all, oh my God, a phenomenal DJ.
Yeah.
Honey, my next
Okay.
event, well, all my events, that's just hands down.
I got all
That's
and
yeah.
everything else. So yes, that is what I do. Like I said, music.
God bless you.
So if y'all need, hit me up. I appreciate this. This was the best I ever could have got my week started with. I appreciate you much.
Oh, that's good. I'm so happy for you. That's good. Okay.
Auaja, do you have any
Yeah.
last words? And how can anybody reach you, bro?
Yeah, I don't want nobody to reach me, first of all, because I'm not taking on any new clients. Miss Cece can contact me. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
My plate is full.
Yeah,
Okay.
it
I'm
is.
closing season for
Yeah.
taking on new clients.
Yeah.
However,
that.
yeah. So, but if you deem them worthy, Venus, yeah, you're welcome to give them my phone number, my contact
I
information, but
will.
I'm not just
Soon as
put
we
it
get
out
off the
there.
call, yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
I appreciate the opportunity for the platform. I appreciate the healing process, and I'm more than happy to be on any other podcast that you have when it comes to healing and generational patterns, if I may,
Patterns.
setting boundaries and standing firm. So
That's
I
right.
appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I really appreciate y'all being here. You say what, CC?
Said I'm gonna keep coming back on here to let y'all see
Yes,
my.
please. Yes. I appreciate both of y'all chiming in. I have two powerful women that chimed in. We all got these personal stories. It's painful, but I want everybody to know that you are not alone. We're not the only two that's going, I would say 2.5. We're not the only ones that's really going through this. We're really not. It's crazy that this thing has opened up because Oprah has now it said something about it on her platform. This no contact thing. This has been going on for generations, and it has a lot to do with, just like you said, the generational patterns. And what I'm trying to do, and the reason why I did write this book cut off, because I want people to understand exactly what this thing is, this estrangement, and why it happens, and what can we do to change it, because it can be changed, and we can even do things to prevent it from happening. Okay, we need to
Absolutely.
we really need yeah, to read this book, and we really need to um, really understand what this thing is about. We can stop it. We can stop it. And I notice that it happens with a lot with people of color. And I think that because of this whole narrative thing, we've been through so much shit. Like, we've been through so much shit raising these kids
Well,
by
we're
ourselves,
women too, and
overcompensating.
we're
Yeah,
innately obligated to take care of our kids and nurture our kids. And
absolutely.
we're the one who have been protecting them back in the
Yes,
day. Now we're
yes,
ousting them too. It's an
yes,
oxymoron, it's a complete contradiction, it's
right.
cognitive dissonance. Our bodies are not comfortable with it
Exactly.
because we weren't born like that. So
Yeah. So you guys, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me at Venus Chandler. On Instagram, you can find me at the Real Venus 111, and on TikTok, Venus Chandler, and of course on YouTube, Couch Conversations. Okay, and this has been an amazing conversation, and this
yeah,
actually is
welcome
broken
back.
down.
Welcome back.
Thank you,
I'm
Bookie.
glad
So
to have
we
it.
won't be back until next month because we're taking it slow, getting back in there. And
Okay.
so I hope to see you guys. This is recorded. I'll send you a recording, and be uploading it to YouTube soon. And
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
just got to keep having these conversations, okay, y'all?
Absolutely.
I'll see
Much
y'all
love, y'all.
later.
You guys.
Yes, indeed.
Bye-bye.
Have a happy
Bye.
Sunday.
Thank you, sister.
Happy Sunday.
Peace.
All
Peace.
right.
Hey, that was awesome.